Federal judge has blocked Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency from further dismantling U.S. aid, calling their actions likely unconstitutional. Judge Theodore Chuang ordered Musk to restore computer access for thousands of affected employees, but did not reinstate terminated contracts. The lawsuit filed by USAID employees argues Musk overstepped executive authority without Senate confirmation. The Trump administration has criticized Tuesday's ruling. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly has said that rogue judges are subverting the will of the American people in their attempts to stop President Trump for carrying out his agenda. She further called the decision a miscarriage of justice and vowing to appeal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently confirmed that over 80% of U.S. aid programs are being scrapped, raising concerns about the future of global humanitarian aid. Federal judge has temporarily blocked President Donald Trump's executive order barring transgender people from serving in the U.S. military. Judge Ina Reyes ruled that the order likely violates constitutional protections against sex discrimination. The lawsuit filed by 20 current and prospective service members argues the ban is illegal, citing a Supreme Court ruling on workplace discrimination. Trump had previously said that transgender individuals conflict with military discipline, but Reyes criticized the government for failing to justify the policy. The ruling halts enforcement while the case proceeds, marking a significant legal setback for Trump's policy. Mahmoud Khalil, a Columbia University graduate student, has called himself a political prisoner after his arrest by U.S. immigration authorities. The Trump administration is seeking his deportation, claiming his presence could harm U.S. foreign policy. Khalil, who is a legal permanent resident, was detained after taking part in pro-Palestinian protests. His arrest has sparked protest and condemnation from human rights groups and over 100 Democratic lawmakers. Trump has vowed to deport activists he accuses of supporting Hamas, but Khalil's legal team denies any such links. His case could test the limits of free speech protections for non-citizens in the U.S. Winter pressure pattern and cold air mass brought snow in wide areas of Japan on Wednesday morning, including its capital. The Japan Met Agency, also known as JMA, is advising local residents to stay on alert for possible disruptions to public transportation. The JMA has also said that snow is expected to reach up to 3 centimeters in Tokyo until Thursday morning. A gust of wind sweeps over bare soil, kicking up enough dirt and dust to cut visibility to nearly zero. And for drivers, the dust storm seems to come out of nowhere. Such conditions resulted in a pileup on Interstate 70 last week in western Kansas, involving dozens of cars and trucks that left 8 people dead. Blinding dust also prompted New Mexico's Transportation Department to close Interstate 25 from the Colorado border southwest to Las Vegas, New Mexico. Severe flooding has hit Russia's Ural Mountains region as rivers burst their banks following the spring ice melt. Thousands of homes are underwater, forcing mass evacuations. Authorities have declared emergencies in several areas, warning of rising water levels. The situation is most critical in the Orenburg region, where the Ural River has overflowed, submerging entire villages. Rescue operations are underway with emergency teams using boats to evacuate stranded residents. More heavy rains are forecast, raising fears of worsening floods. Well, with that, it's time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back after the break. NVIDIA's founder and CEO Jensen Huang kicked off the company's AI developer conference with bold predictions, calling this moment an inflection point for artificial intelligence. In a keynote lasting over 2 hours, Huang unveiled details about NVIDIA's next generation AI graphics architectures, highlighting the company's rapid advancements. One of the standout moments was the introduction of Blue, which is a highly advanced AI-powered robot developed in collaboration with Disney and Google DeepMind. The robot reassembling Pixar's Wall-E showcased real-time interactions with Huang on stage. Additionally, Huang announced that US auto giant General Motors will integrate NVIDIA's technology into its next fleet of self-driving cars.
rigid body, soft body simulation, super real time. Can you imagine just now what? Let's take a look at Newton. So today we're announcing something really, really special. It is a partnership of 3 companies: DeepMind, Disney Research, and NVIDIA, and we call it Newton. Let's take a look at Newton.
Gold prices have surged to an all-time high of $3,038.90 per ounce as investors seek safe haven assets amid global uncertainty. Concerns over escalating Middle East tensions and U.S. trade policies under President Trump are driving demand for gold. The Federal Reserve's upcoming decision on interest rates is also in focus, with analysts expecting rates to remain steady. Lower interest rates typically boost gold's appeal as a hedge against economic instability. Google parent Alphabet is making history with its largest ever acquisition, a $32 billion deal to buy cybersecurity startup Wiz. This surpasses the company's previous highest bid of $23 billion for Wiz, which was halted due to antitrust concerns. The acquisition strengthens Google's cloud security portfolio as competition intensifies with Microsoft and Amazon in the AI-driven cloud computing market. If approved, Wiz will become a key part of Google Cloud, bolstering its cybersecurity capabilities amid rising global threats. According to reports, Morgan Stanley is set to lay off about 2,000 employees as part of a cost-cutting drive. The cuts, affecting 2% to 3% of the workforce, exclude financial advisors and are aimed at improving operational efficiency. The layoffs are not linked to market conditions but come amid broader job reductions across Wall Street. Goldman Sachs and Bank of America have also trimmed staff recently as firms brace for economic uncertainty following Trump's newly announced tariffs. Tesla has received its first permit in California for launching a robo-taxi service, but it still needs more approvals before it can operate fully autonomous ride-hailing. The California Public Utilities Commission granted Tesla Transportation Charter Party carrier permit, allowing it to own a fleet of vehicles for pre-arranged trips. However, the company still requires permits from the state's DMV and CPUC to offer driverless public rides. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has promised robo-taxi services this year, but regulatory hurdles remain. Samsung Electronics is looking at major acquisitions to drive growth after falling behind in the AI-driven semiconductor market. At its annual shareholder meeting, executives acknowledged delays in adopting market trends which have hurt stock performance. The company is now focused on regaining its competitive edge in advanced memory chips. To boost investor confidence, Samsung is also considering expanding stock-based incentives for employees. Shares rose over 2% after the announcement. As per Financial Times, China is delaying approval for BYD to build a plant in Mexico over fears that the company's technology could leak to the US. The electric vehicle giant had planned the facility as part of its expansion into North America. The delay comes as trade tensions rise, with Washington imposing new tariffs on foreign goods. Oracle has signed its first Southeast Asian defense deal, providing Singapore's military with secure cloud computing and AI services. The US tech firm will supply an air-gapped cloud system isolated from the internet to support classified defense operations. The AI capabilities will analyze video streams for facial recognition, license plates, and vehicle details. Brazilian basketball icon Vladimir Marques has passed away at the age of 87. He was a key player in Brazil's golden era of basketball, winning 2 FIBA World Cups in 1959 and 1963 and earning Olympic bronze medals in 1960 and 1964. His former club, Corinthians, confirmed his passing, calling it a loss for Brazilian sports. Widely regarded as one of the greatest Brazilian players of all time, Mark has left an enduring legacy in international basketball. A new era for club football will kick off in 2025 when FIFA stages the greatest, most inclusive and merit-based global club competition in history, featuring 32 clubs in 63 matches. The FIFA Club World Cup 2025 will redefine how, when and where a true club world champion is crowned. As part of the build-up to the highly anticipated tournament, the bold prize that will reward the one and only FIFA Club World Champions at MetLife Stadium in New York on Sunday, 13 July, is currently traveling the globe as part of the first ever FIFA Club World Cup Trophy Tour. President Thomas Bach has given a speech about the Olympic mission of peace at the opening of the final International Olympic Committee session. He will preside. Bach, who has reached the maximum 12 years in office and formally leaves in June, the successor of the 71-year-old will be elected on Thursday. 7 candidates in the IOC presidential election came to the most sacred Olympic site on Tuesday, 2 days before the contest to elect a new leader. PGA Tour players are voting for new leadership on the Player Advisory Council, with Ricky Fowler, Maverick McNeely and Keith Mitchell competing for 2 co-chair positions. The elected members will replace Peter Malnati and Webb Simpson starting January 2026. This year's vote is significant as the PGA Tour transitions to a new system. One chairman will now serve a 4-year term, while the runner-up will serve for 3 years as co-chair. Israeli actress Gal Gadot received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, making history as the first Israeli actor to be honored. She was joined by her family, director Patty Jenkins, and co-star Vin Diesel at the ceremony. However, the event was met with pro-Palestinian protests across the street, with demonstrators chanting and holding signs, while pro-Israel counter-protesters also gathered. Gadot, best known for her role in Wonder Woman, used the moment to inspire young girls, saying if she could achieve this milestone, anything was possible. Tyler Perry premiered his new film Duplicity on Monday in New York. The film title, who wrote, executive produced and directed the film, said that inspiring young people to create and collaborating is what keeps him vibrant in the business. The film follows a high-powered attorney who attempts to uncover the truth behind the shooting of her best friend's husband. The film also stars Megan Tandy, Tyler Lepley, Ron Rico Lee and Joshua Adide.
If you ever got the chance to go to Tyler Perry Studios and see all the young people coming in the door, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. So if I get a project or an idea or something hits me, I want to write about it, I do. And that's where Duplicity came from.
A new exhibition dedicated to the works of filmmaker Wes Anderson is now open to the public. In Paris, the exhibit traces Anderson's filmmaking evolution, featuring original costumes, props, storyboards and production materials spanning his 30-year career. Fans can see iconic items like the red Adidas tracksuit from the Royal Tenenbaums, hand-painted train models from the Darjeeling Limited, and puppets from Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs. Well, with that, it's time for a short break here. More on the other side. Stay tuned.